Hey, 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 welcome back to She TV. I'm back to you to talk a little bit about heartbreak. The reason why I decided to start doing that was, well, firstly, I'm just 4 months out of one of the worst heartbreaks of my life. And although it's not the first time I've been through it, and it's definitely not the first time I've facilitated healing that for hundreds of clients over the last 25 years, but there's things that I've learned that I really want to pass to you. The second thing is that I am talking to women so much about getting into a fantastic relationship with a high quality man, and coaches who talk about that, great coaches who talk about that. And yet I keep seeing this pattern where I find women are jaded, they've lost faith, they don't like online dating, and all these are a total decoy, because when I tune into a lot of these people, they're heartbroken. They haven't recovered from heartbreak from an ex or a few exes, previous partners. Look, I'm going to recommend to you a book that I highly, highly recommend. It's called Moving On. It's the best text I've ever seen on understanding heartbreak and how to move on from it. They are grief and grief recovery experts, and it really segues well with how I teach people how to overcome heartbreak. So it's called Moving On. I'm going to give you links below for you to get this book if you want to work through that yourself. Now today, in fact, what I want to talk to you about are the 6 myths that continually circulate out there about what you need to do to overcome heartbreak, and they're really bad. So myth number 1, don't feel bad. This is a killer to me, because one of the things you may not know is that when we're going through heartbreak, we're experiencing exactly the same internal, energetic and spiritual symptoms as if somebody died that was close to us. Now that might sound extreme, but it's true and it's real, okay? It's really intense. So don't feel bad. You feel like dying right now. Are you kidding me? And so this is not okay. That kind of concept of someone says, it's okay, you don't feel bad. It's like, hang on. And then you start to feel like you need to be alone because people don't understand you, or that they feel very uncomfortable being around you because it's a very painful experience internally, okay? The second myth that is circulated around there about how to overcome heartbreak is that you need to replace the loss. OMG, that is such a bad idea until you've actually recovered from the heartbreak. You cannot replace that person. They've played a particular role in your life. There's no replacing that. And doing it too fast, or I should say going out and dating too fast, trying to find a new relationship to fill that gaping wound in your heart, it's not the time to do that. It is not a good idea. It's not good for you, and it's not good for them. And the third one is that you have to grieve alone. That ends up happening for something I said in the last one, that people don't really know what to do when someone's in heartbreak. Suddenly the rug has been pulled out from underneath you. You don't feel like living sometimes. You don't feel like loving. You don't feel like doing anything. Sometimes a previously very passionate, very engaged, very willful person will just not be able to engage. They'll feel quite depressed. If you feel suicidal, you want to get out of the world, don't do that. It's not a good idea. You really can overcome this. This feeling is not going to be there forever, okay? That's what I'm also here doing this for, so that I can show you the pathway forward. The fourth myth is that time heals all wounds. No, it doesn't. Time, if you just wait, if you just do avoidance things, and if you don't do active turning toward healing processes, just buries the feeling. That's not a good idea for lots of reasons. That if you bury these intense feelings, one, that you can get very, very ill. It causes deep mechanisms inside of you that can make you get sick. And secondly, if you don't heal these feelings, if you don't face them, if you don't process them properly and fully and deeply, then what happens is the feelings end up resurging and get triggered by potentially new dates or relationships moving forward. And so they're going to come out. They're monsters inside if you don't face them now. The fifth myth is be strong, buck up. Wow, it's a part of this whole belief, philosophy that being vulnerable, feeling hurt, aching inside is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. This is so human. There's a beauty to the experience of heartbreak, to this wound that is exposed and revealed, that if you know how to deal with it and you know how to follow through a process, you can actually learn a lot about yourself. And you can actually end up actually strong through opening, strong through vulnerability, strong through loving deeply. We don't want there to be a conclusion from this that you won't love again. And the sixth myth is keep busy. So there's ways you can do this. You can keep busy at work. You can keep busy by cleaning the house. You can keep busy by watching television. You can keep busy by over-exercising. Now, again, these are really avoidance mechanisms. I'm going to give you a link above to my previous videos on familiar avoidance mechanisms, and it doesn't help actually. It's a coping with or dealing with concept that doesn't actually deal with it at all. It doesn't create healing, it creates avoidance. And you can't avoid this. The thing is, when we're in heartbreak, we're actually experiencing something of the human condition that's always there, but gets revealed when we're in heartbreak. And so I just really want to bring hope to you. I want to encourage you that this is very human. I know that it's very raw, and that the most courageous direction for you is to move toward it and to process it and to learn about yourself really deeply by going through these processes that I'm showing you here, that I'm going to lead you to. So I'm going to encourage you to click above. I have a further video on this where I go into it in a bit more depth. Please click on that. I'd love to take you through this process with me. And, I just want to encourage you that I'm about 4 months out of a really, really terrible heartbreak. I followed my own words, my own teachings, and I really want to encourage you that this can happen. It can actually happen a lot faster when you turn toward it rather than avoid it, and that there's a lot of mystery behind this. Like, there's this incredible beauty to turning toward the heart and the wound through heartbreak, and spiritually, it's a great advancement for you. So I want to encourage you to take on this process, and I'm going to send much, much love from my heart to yours. I want you to not lose hope, never lose hope in love, never lose hope in your own heart, and don't ever make any vows like I'm not going to love again, because you're going to love again, because I know that somewhere inside you actually have incredible faith in love, just like I do. Bye-bye for now.